Hey everybody, welcome. Hey, you know what? We're back in the studio again. Well, the anime studio, because it's been a while, because we all have been busy with holiday stuff. It's mostly present because it's Christmas is coming up, and yeah, I have been looking for stuff too. So, anyway, today's gonna be a fun anime. Before I tell you the anime, hey, guess who's back again? Joker's back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Hello, guys.
Yes, okay, yeah, because I forgot who mentioned it because I was like, oh, they're like, oh, where's Joker? Because oh yeah, it was the stream with Christina and my other friend Buddha, aka the Blind Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. I know you guys love me, but I'm not the only co-host of Toes. He has a variety of guests and co-hosts that he likes to invite on the channel. So I mean, and I'm not the food expert. That is definitely Christina. I'm only yanked for the anime stuff. She's yanked for the food stuff, you know.
Yeah, because Christina's multi-purpose besides anime and food.
Yeah, I'm only here to look pretty when he needs a second person for the mukbangs.
Ha ha ha. Okay, it's not all women. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so it's not all women. Okay. Even though that's kind of a trope now. So.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes, but today's blind anime talk, and it's actually a first Gundam series, okay? Not a mecha, because we already had mecha already with Gurren Lagann. Even that's probably the one that has the best one-liners.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, so our first Gundam for this anime talk, and there will be more Gundams because if you don't know Gundam has a long, convoluted, different series and timeline, okay? So, but we're not going to confuse you. We're just going to start off with this one. That's probably I would say, a good one to start off with so it won't confuse you too bad. So, it is Mobile Suit Gundam 00, and the mic, I will toss it to Joker because if I don't let her do it, she will... She literally might stab me. So here you go.
Lies.
She says it while smiling.
I won't stab you for this. I'll just stab you for other stuff.
Yeah. So. And plus, it's under her contract too. Any anime with pretty boys, she has to start first. So yeah. So,
yeah.
Summary,
but.
Yeah, the summary and everything else will go towards Joker right now.
But yeah, like he said, we're going to be talking about Mobile Suit Gundam 00. It's not part of the main Gundam timeline, but more part of the AU timeline. So this is a good show to pick up. The art style and animation aren't too old. If anybody is too picky on their art style and animation,
it's more of the 2002 to 2010 art style.
Yeah, if I remember, this show came out around the 2007 or 2008, around that timeline is sort of when it came out, if I'm remembering correctly.
So yeah,
but
the colors are more darker than more the older Gundam where you have the faded color look.
Yeah, because I think by that point they switched from more to digital, doing the stuff digital than before, where it had animation had been done mostly old style pen and pencil. I think it was, if what I'm remembering.
Pen and paper, yeah. So mostly
pen and paper, by hand. Thank you. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. But yeah, so the series. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher numbers, but okay. So one thing to always take in mind, the Gundam series always start in a very either futuristic utopia, or like futuristic utopia slash like cat, like what's the word, like really in the future, so like a utopia or like apocalyptic.
Yeah, like so it's basically like a futuristic dystopian style.
Yes, futuristic dystopian. Thank you. Sort of world, and they're always showing this technology that like we could only like imagine. And for Gundam 00, they are basically in like the 24th century is what the show says, and the show mostly revolves around the protagonist named Setsuna F. Seiei. However, this one is a little bit similar to Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, for anybody that's familiar with just this franchise in general, where you have the protagonist, but then you have a cast of like main characters, and along Setsuna, you also have Alleluia, Haptitsum, Lokan, Stratus, and Tierra
Arde, yeah.
Tierra Arde, yeah, thank you. They have some weird names, because I think
like some weird code names too. So yeah, so it's
well, kind of, because if I'm remembering, aside from Hallelujah and Tierra, they're the only ones that, like, quote unquote, their code names are technically their actual names.
Yeah.
Setsuna and Lokan do have code names, because it's not until later on in the series that you kinda know their backgrounds or where they're from. And basically, the show revolves around these four members who are part of the group called Celestial Being, and they're all known as Gundam Meisters, and they pilot all four Gundams. Setsuna being Exia,
Logon
being Dynamis, T-Area is Birdier. I don't know if I'm saying it right. And then Alleluia is Kirio.
I like a Kirio.
Kirio, yeah. Oh god.
She's supposed to be Asian, guys.
I'm not Asian. Shut up. And basically, the goal of Celestial Being is to eradicate war with armed intervention. And so they kind of start as the sort of series antagonist, or that is how the people, like the characters in the show worldwide, like view them as, because they start going into countries, conflicts, and stopping whatever conflict that country may be having with armed intervention, so they can stop war as it all. And it's not until like later on that real motives start getting revealed. And then on the same side, like factions that they fight, you have the Union.
Yep, the Union, and then like the AEU, and then like the Human Reform League.
Yes, and the Union, ironically enough, I'm not going to be able to say all the countries at the top of my head, but the main country that revolves around the Union and has majority of say, it's the United States.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
Yeah, remember it was it's countries like the United States, Japan, and some other like actual countries, and then at the same time, countries a little bit like made up, and that they take inspiration from real world countries, because we're made to believe that like this is happening, centuries from now. Then the Human Republic is mainly made of China, Russia, and India.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I'm remembering correctly, the EU is basically all of Europe.
Yeah, yeah. It's like so, like you have Europe, and then like you have like the people on the U.S. side of countries, and then then like the whole like Asian side.
Yeah, and then they all like end up fighting against each other. And the beauty about just the Gundam franchise, and this series is one of those that like shows it really beautiful, is there's never, just that one good guy and then the bad guy. It
Mm-hmm.
really shows you the humanity of these characters and just what can happen to humanity or just people in general when they're thrust into wars. Because obviously, because that's in the name that they're the Gundam, you may think that the good guys are the protagonists and the main characters, so it's obviously going to be the Gundam Meisters, but
no, not really, because like
not really.
Yeah, because like all four factions, because I'm including the Slasher B, they all have their own ideals, about how to, how to it's the how to fix the world almost.
Yeah, and I mean all factions end up doing questionable things, especially when you get later on into the series and one backstory start getting revealed. But that's the main premise. I mean, we can get into talking about the series in a moment and getting into spoilers, but that's the sort of main premise of Mobile Suit Gundam 00.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's your cliff notes, because this is like about like a 25 episode for like the first season though. Okay, so we're so we're only gonna cover the first season and spoiler warning and everything else in between. So there you go.
Yeah, and we'll cover season 2 at some point, and then the movie, because there's a 1 hour movie that it's also part of the plot, and actually it's what finishes the series.
Hey, in darkness, how are you?
Hi, in darkness.
Hey, Blind Justice. Hi.
Hello, Blind Justice. I should also take a look.
Hey, Buddha, how are you?
Oh, in darkness, you're so nice already throwing in the links.
And that's a rumor in darkness, okay?
Sorry, was like turning some settings off on my end.
Yeah.
Yes, cheers for all the coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Thank you, Blind Justice. Yes, we got to support each other and support the community.
Well, I have my other thoughts on that, but that's for like a whole nother stream. So yeah.
What rumors in darkness?
Hey, Blaze, how are you, man?
Hello. Yeah, we have started with shenanigans a little bit. Did you want to start talking the beginning of the series, or?
No. I like you can start. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just letting you talk too, because sometimes you gotta shut me up.
No, you're fine. Again, I gotta give you some airtime too, because
I'll get my commentary here and there, and obviously talk about all the pretty boys, especially the four Meisters. Damn, they're hot.
All right.
Yes, they are. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. But Suna is cute during the first season. he gets hot in the second season. Because in the first season, he's underage. It's not until season 2 that he's like, he finally comes of age. And that's why in one of the episodes, there's a joke kind of gets made about that. And funny enough, Lock-On is the one that makes it.
Mm-hmm. But like all in all, hey, well, like hopefully you guys were there for like the quick, the nice summary of Gundam 00.
Yeah.
Okay. From watching this whole season for the first time, all of it, because like I have watched it back then on Toonami, but then some days I couldn't catch it. Oh no, like hey, like basically I like it because it literally tells not the story about the whole anime. It literally tells like the story about like each faction, and then the people within the faction, on how they are affected by the fighting and everything,
Yeah, and that's what Gundam always does such a great job, that it always shows you both sides, when when one side wins and the other loses, vice versa, how it affects everybody.
And like it even also shows the civilians too, like the two heck their names.
Saji and Saji Crossroad and Louise Halaby.
Yeah, those two. Because so almost that. Yeah, so you'll be seeing a lot if you do watch. Yeah, those two are the civilian and Saji's sister too, and I can't remember her name.
Kinoe. Yeah, but I would argue that like the only reason Saji and Louise especially get as much screen time as they do in the first season, I think it's because the show wanted the viewers to get to know those characters before season 2, because in season 2 they both become important characters. They're no longer civilians, and so I guess the show wanted the viewers to get acquainted with them before they switch from being just like minor support characters that you would see occasionally to then constantly seeing them all the time.
Yeah. Oh no, so we can't forget the extra 3 Gundam, the Throne Gundams too.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. So okay, I guess I could start us up with the series. But you know what? Yeah, I should, because like the first few moments of that episode are pretty visual. I mean, it's stars a freaking war going on in like the Middle East, so that's pretty cool that like the show decides to start at like a very like you don't know at the time important key point for Setsuna, and he is the character that we see running around in just this middle of this like war. There's like gunshots, destruction, there's like bombs going on, I don't know, like everything's happening, and he's just trying to not get killed. And these like couple of just few minutes of like intro to the episode, and then his obsession with the Gundams begins, because as he believes that he is going to be killed by, I think, an explosion and then a gun at the same time, his life is saved by a raining beam from the sky. And when the young boy looks up, what does he see? This magnificent, glowing, and majestic robot. And like, dude, his like facial expression is like, oh my god, I am seeing God. That is his facial expression. And that's why I had to describe it like that, because like this kid, he's like looking at it and he's just like, God, am I looking at you? And then the scene just like transitions to the present, where the AU is getting ready to reveal like a new mobile suit model, and there's a lot of people in the like audiences watching it, and then 3 characters that we don't get names in the moment, but they seem to be important like later, and it's I'm probably not gonna remember the whole names, but it's Billy, like the engineer, and then Graham, the flag captain that becomes obsessed with the Gundams, but at first with like Setsuna and Exia actually, and he says that he's in love with the Gundam. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, no, I do. So yeah, because like throughout the series, you're gonna see Setsuna wanting to be a Gundam. So yeah,
yes,
so
and
that's gonna be literally like his whole character trait.
Yeah, and in the fandom, so like people who watch this series and the fandom world of this one series, there's always been this like joke with Setsuna because he has this whole thing where like it's not a this is my Gundam, I'm piloting a Gundam, and like obsession with the Gundam because he's a Gundam pilot, like we see in Gundam Wing. No. This man wishes he could become the
robot,
Gundam.
literally. Yeah.
Yes.
The robot Gundam.
And so the fandom has just gone crazy with jokes over the years. I even remember watching a cosplay on YouTube. This was years ago of a cosplay skit where literally the skit just starts with the Setsuna cosplayer grabbing the mic and just saying, "I'm Gundam," and then he's gonna leave, and then you see all of the others come in, and I think like Locke is the one that grabs Setsuna and like janks him back to the stage, because they were all in character, and that's how like we're gonna start with this. We're like he's gonna announce he's Gundam, and then he's gonna try and leave. So there's like a joke to that. But then we, at the same time that like I guess like mock simulation thing, it's like happening. We have to. There's a lot of just characters in the series, so we're gonna be trying to mention them in some shape or form.
Yeah, but then yeah. So that's the whole first episode. Just literally, celestial being just popping in saying, "Hey, this is us."
Yeah, they come in. So like 3 important things end up happening all over the first episode. So like Setsuna and Exia comes down. Obviously the world at that moment, they don't know who they are or why they were there. But he completely like destroys and stops the AU. Yeah, and then like basically distributing that like model.
Like not the mock battle, but then like just them like demonstrating like their new mobile suit.
Yeah, and being able to like stop production of it. And then at the same time, bruising the ego of, I would say one of the funniest characters but I would say one of the funniest characters in this show. Because I don't know if you noticed, but like this man, he survives every battle, but it's always after he like gives us a grand declaration of who he is. You see him showcasing his skills, which he is a good pilot, but then out of nowhere somebody just like shoots him down from the sky, and then like he just like is back to like his team and kind of like, sorry guys, and it's like this is so hilarious. But
So so get used to seeing Graham a lot being shot down. Okay, and then
no, it's not Graham. It's Patrick. It's the one. He's constantly like, I'm Patrick Colossal. I'm whatever. I don't remember what he says, but he's always like, "This is who I am. This is what I've done," and then like he gets shut down from the sky.
Like the number one, mock battle, whatever thing guy.
Yeah, he's always doing that, and then in like minutes he gets shut down from the sky.
So like there is literally a lot of characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters. There are some that are more important than others, obviously, but then that happens. And at the same time, Setsuna along with Lock-On, him and Dynamis, they end up then being at a orbital elevator is what they call them. So like basically in this, but that was a key point of the summary I should have mentioned. So basically in this 24th century. I even forgot like what sort of year they're in at that point, but they're like way in the future.
Yeah.
The Earth has exhausted all of the
oil,
so like fossil fuel and all that, and they've resorted to like
solar power,
having their energy coming from solar power. But in order to really like sustain all of the world, they've gone to a point where they've built these, they call them the like orbital elevators, and basically there's these like gigantic like antenna like buildings that have the solar power that then is generated to sort of antennas station in different parts of the world, and so that those three giant ones up in space then give the smaller ones on Earth their power, and then like the whole world now fully, except for like a few areas, they all rely on solar power energy for their daily things.
Yeah, but real quick, thanks Blaze for like the comment. Yeah, I know, like my flamingo shirt's nice, and thank you, Darkness, and also Jordan. Well, hey, Joker. Jordan says why he should watch this anime. That's literally his question.
Okay, that was a good question. Why you should watch this anime?
Mm-hmm.
You should watch this anime if you're like a fan of just a lot of action, but not just action. The kind of action plus like strategizing, a lot of like war and like just combat element of not just in like Earth, also space, like a bit of sci-fi. And then if you're just into just like giant robots duking it out and then like smashing each other and like killing each other, I think this is why you should like watch this show. If you're more, go ahead.
And also like it. If you like character development, there is a lot of character development for each character, even the minor characters.
That was going to be my next point. If you're really into the emotional side and just wanting to see the growth of a lot of these characters, that could be another point. I would also say that out of all the, I would say recent English dub anime that I've seen for a much older show, because like we said earlier, this is an older show. The voice acting in this show, it is phenomenal. We're only talking about like season 1, but it is phenomenal to a point where there were some moments where I was like, I kind of already know some of the key moments that are going on, but like it still had me like shook, especially in like a lot of the moments where you have like Setsuna going from like, there's moments where like he's just talking normally, where he usually just talks in this sort of like soft tone, but then when he gets really mad and screaming, and then in towards the end where he has that moment where like he's crying, but then you can hear his like cry of agony of scream, I was like, kudos to whoever was that actor, because oh my god, his performance of just everybody else.
And also his second question is, can you tell him, as a blind person, why should he wait here?
Okay.
Why would he love this as a whole anime, as a blind person? So I don't know. That question is kind of.
I really don't know. I guess you would need to ask yourself first: do you like anime, or like is this a type of like show that I would like to get into? Because anime is not for everybody, and if you're not into watching anime, then I don't really recommend you like trying to force yourself to watch a series.
This one,
or even this one particular. We do these things mainly for like people who are either new to anime or they're already fans of anime in general, and they're just looking for something new to watch. Because I used to do this back in the day with YouTube. I would watch other creators. Sometimes I still do it, but back in the day I used to do it more. I would watch creators on YouTube recommending and reviewing anime, and that would lead me to finding something I like. But I was already a fan of this side of entertainment. So I think that would be the first question that you need to ask yourself. Like, am I a fan of this form of entertainment, which is Japanese animation that then gets dubbed into English, sometimes in other languages too, for non-Japanese speakers to be able to enjoy.
Yeah, and also like, do you like this like a genre of anime? You know, the mecha side, the Gundam side, the Zoids, the whatever else other ones. Okay, are you actually, you know, do you like them, like, you know, like the mecha stuff, or you more of the magical girls, or are you more of like whatever else other genres? You know, so that's
there's like a billion genre in anime. So if you like,
so this question, like, you're gonna literally have to ask yourself, because like we can't tell you different, because like me and Joker have both different likes, okay, but we do watch like different genres. That's the only similar thing we have, because like we both like to watch different genres in anime. Okay, so
and you gotta remember, like, Chose and I, we've already been fans of this form of entertainment for years. Like, I remember Chose telling me he started when he was young. I started when I was literally a little kid myself, so I've had years to get into this type of entertainment, and I know that, again, like I said, it's not for everybody. There's even some blind people who don't want to get into it simply because it's not their cup of tea, and because there's no audio description for it either. So I really think first you need to try and figure out if these are things that you would like to enjoy watching. And then maybe you could like figure out if you would like to watch it.
But on like the audio description note, come on, truthfully, if you're already a fan of anime, you know you don't really need audio description for much, because literally it's from A to Z. The thing, like depending on the anime, the thing will literally spell it out for you too.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes have just filled in toes on little. It's been only maybe one or two things that was like a bit too visual, but usually, even when we talk about anime outside of the YouTube, we'll talk about an episode, and like I will not have to tell him or me ask him. Like, we'll talk about the same episode, and we both know what exactly happened in that episode, down to not just the dialogue, but action, maybe what the characters were doing. There's been some instances where we kind of know maybe what they're wearing. So
or like we might be slightly off. Like then like we have like a Christina like to fill in the blanks, so like for a bit.
And if you were really curious in terms of like, I guess, how the characters look like, you could always go to Wikipedia. Even though it's not a 100%, I would say, like, trustworthy source, I will say that the people who fill in the info for the anime side of things on Wikipedia, they do a great job of describing the characters, and that's my go-to when I'm looking to help me describe some characters that I've used for face clips, when I'm trying to describe characters for like role plays, or even when I'm trying to remember what a character looks like when I'm writing fan fiction. So I give it a good vibe, even though it's
Well, hopefully Jordan answered your question, even though that was kind of a long answer. That
I'm sorry. Is it sometimes they don't have these like yes or no answer when it comes to these topics?
Yeah. So so from like back to track, because
So
even though so even though like we're gonna have a long answer too, but back to our main conversation. So like from the first to, I'd say probably the first, probably almost near halfway, it's the whole setup of all the factions.
Okay? Setup, and basically them revealing certain things to the world. So like they stopped the production and distribution of that robot for the AU. Then they also showed to the world next to like another like orbital thing or wherever it is that they were.
Like the elevator, like the pillar thing.
The pillar thing. That the AU actually had more mobile suits than the treaty allowed, because apparently all three factions had signed this like treaty thing that only allowed them to have a certain amount of mobile suits. And then while doing that, then on the other side on space, on this colony, and that's what they call to the different places, which Gundam always will have this, where you will have people living on Earth, and then there's some who end up living on space in different space colonies.
Yeah.
And so in this like colony or like station thing, a group of terrorists try to attack it, and so then you have both Alleluia and Tyrander Gundam stopping the terrorists and to sorta show the world their power and what kinda they're like capable of before they like reveal their actual like motives of who they are and why they're like there in the first place.
So between the first and like around like episode 10, it's literally setting everything up, because like you're literally watching them revealing secrets from each other too, each colony or like faction too. So that's why like you're gonna watch like the Gundam Meisters, and then like the Celestial Being, like just slowly revealing each side's like secrets, and also in between somehow like also accidentally revealing some of their secrets too. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was catching up on the comments. Hola Tibles, estoy bien. Espero que tú estés bien también. Yeah, he wrote me he wrote Spanish in the comments.
Yeah. Huh?
If you could go to space, you would understand there was hope in the stars.
Yeah.
Oh, that is some great pun there.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah. but then I think like from episode like from something like 11 to 15, that's where like you slowly also get to like each of like the characters like motivations too.
Jordan, I don't understand this question of yours. I'm sorry. Can you rephrase it? Like, because I'm only understanding half of it. So I think you're going to have to rephrase it and then get back to me, because I don't understand that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, basically, like Toe said, throughout those first episodes, you constantly get the first 10 episodes, you constantly get everybody getting their butts kicked by Celestial Being, while certain unsavory things start getting revealed, and then there's a little bit of tension between the Meisters. Like, for example, not everybody, but the rest of Celestial Being, they don't learn until a little bit later that like Alleluia has a bit of a double personality issue, and that's why sometimes when he's in battle, he has moments where he fights a certain way, and then he will have a completely different way of fighting, which is far more brutal, chaotic, and deadly, because normally he only fights to defeat and just unarm the enemy. His other personality, which is Hallelujah, he completely just wants to kill the enemy.
Basically a psycho. So there you go.
Yeah, he's a psycho. The show in the first season doesn't really tell us where they got their names, although I think Hallelujah just named himself. We don't really get to. I would say in the first season we really get more of Setsuna's and Lockeon's backstory. We get a bit of Hallelujah, but not a whole lot. Like, it's not until season 2 that we learn more, because like there was something that gets revealed at the end that I remember when I watched the series for the first time. I was like, wait, what? Why would this person matter to him? What is going on? And more of we don't really learn more about really this until season 2. And then there's the thing where like we only get hints to Tierra, and it's not until season 2 where a whole bombshell about what he really is, like, that doesn't get revealed until like I think maybe like halfway of like season 2, where it's like, wait a minute, what?
yeah. So for like a Tierra, you only get like snippets, okay? Only like certain scenes and episodes where you only get snippets. So and then like then like for Hallelujah, same thing, but maybe like a little bit more.
Well, for Hallelujah, you get a little bit more, especially because like you get the moments. You get. I mean, we do get a lot of moments where like he talks to the other him. Like, you will see conversations between him and Hallelujah, them like fighting on how they should do things, up until like the last episode, because they had always been in like conflicts. You have moments where like one takes over the body, then the other one takes over, or you will have moments where like if Hallelujah is like disappointed with outcomes, or he feels that like he's not having as much fun with the battle, he will make comments of like, this is no fun. I'm leaving the rest to you, Hallelujah. And then he just like disappears, and you just see Hallelujah kind of like, what? Hallelujah, kind of like moments like that, or him fighting with him.
It's like, what do I have to clean up?
Yeah, kind of like it's very interesting to them, especially moments for like, when they're not in the mobile suit, when they're like in the ship, you'll have moments where he's, they make it seem as though he's talking to himself like in a mirror, but those are the moments where they like to show you that he is talking to his other self by in the mirror, showing you like his reflection, but it's not like a complete reflection of himself, because usually for those we can see, other than the boys obviously having a bit of change for which one is talking, visually, when Hallelujah's in control, the hair is like the hair in the front of like bangs is parted to the right. It's like, this is like a visual sort of way to let you know. And then when Hallelujah's in control, the hair is parted to the left, sort of covering the right eye, and then even like a bit of the back part of the hair sort of like extends and kind of parts away like a little bit. And the show likes to do those like visual ways to let the viewer know that like those are the times for like, okay, it's, you know, you'll know which one is which in the moment by that. But they do very great moments where it's like Hallelujah by himself talking to Hallelujah and having these like conflicting moments by showing you him talking to the mirror, and in the mirror it is showing the other version of him, himself, because it turns part of his backstory turns out when you in those first like couple of episodes, you learn that apparently which also intertwines with another character of the other side of the human,
Reformerly.
Those ones, named Soma Pyrrhus, is that they were secretly taking apart and rebuilding their they were saying soldiers, but in reality it was children. They were basically taking in children, like completely doing experiments and building, by doing things to them when they were older, make them into super soldiers that would fight for them. And Alleluia was part of this program, and that's why he had the second personality that was born out of those like experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, in those couple of episodes, Setsuna rats himself out when he meets, like, it's by pure like accident, because he was in the middle of like after some terrorists are doing an intervention, and he meets up with somebody who ends up being a very important person for some of his character development, which is Marina Ismail, like a princess from like one of the Middle Eastern countries. And in the beginning, their relationship is not the greatest, because she is like a soft person. She feels that like conflicts should be dealt with in peaceful solutions, and you should try and figure out how to talk things. And in the beginning, she just feels like a bit of connection towards him, because she's in the outside world trying to help her country, and then she meets him, and at first she thinks that they're both from the same country.
Nope.
And he, in the moment, he decides to like tell her his actual name and just be like, actually, I'm from Crugis, which turns out, which was the place in the very first episode that they show you, turns out, like 20 years ago in the series, the Middle Eastern countries ended up in these things called the 20 Solar Wars, and basically, as a result of these wars, Setsuna was a child. How do they call it? They called it a child guerrilla warfare, sort of.
I know. Yeah. So basically, like Setsuna was a literally child, guerrilla war, like a fighter, basically.
Yeah, basically, and they explain a bit more, which was when the guy
I can't remember his name because like he had a lot.
The mercenary. There we go. That's also a fitting description.
Yeah, the mercenary.
When he says what he actually did, it is fucked up.
It is.
It is pretty fucked up. But he is still in this like fighting mentality, because he decides to tell her like, actually, I'm from Crugis, and her reaction is like, oh, I see. Like she realizes of like, oh shit. Let me tread lightly, and then they just keep talking and conversing, because she has no idea like that he is part of Celestial Being. A lot of the times they keep their identities a secret, and then as they're talking, he gets really mad because he tells her in no sugarcoating. He's like, well, they were having your so-called talks, people were dying. And she's like, yeah, well, both countries at the end, they were looking for a peaceful solution. And he is like really pissed, kind of like, your country destroyed my country. And he's like basically just at the end, I was like, I'm still fighting. And she thinks he's come to kill her. And then he's kind of like, killing you is not going to solve anything. And then at the end, he's kind of like, actually, my code name is Setsuna F. Seiya, and if the conflict, we're basically gonna go to your country. And she's just like, that is not a funny joke. Which kind of like made me like, yeah, way to like make him really mad.
Yeah, it's like woman, it's like, you are so naive.
Yeah, and also, which is what the show does a great job of like emphasizing and showcasing, is the fact that he is still a child, and yet he's gone through all of this. But at the end of the day, he's still a child, and that's why he has moments of just these like amazing just outbursts of like rage and just fit of emotional moments. Because like when you see him normally, he's just like he acts very like meek, this like calm demeanor, but yet when he's in the middle of combat, he's like Yeah, I'm gonna kill everything. Well, I'm gonna destroy it and probably kill whatever gets in my way in the process.
Yep, because this is my job. This is what I need to do.
Yeah. So his past ends up getting revealing more, especially because he is the protagonist, and a lot of times as they're dealing with the conflict and some of the armed interventions, we do see some of his flashbacks, and even a bit towards the end. It's kind of interesting how you can see that, like, even though he believes that he needs to fight in order to change the world, at the end of the day, what he wants is peace. And that's why that letter at the end that he wrote to Marina, it's very interesting, because at the end of the series, a lot of people in the fandom sort of caught on that, like, throughout the whole series, one of the main focus is these two different people trying to understand one another and how they both have the same goal, but they're trying to reach it in completely different ways. Mm-hmm. Which is a very interesting thing.
Yeah, so this is where, like, where like different ideals come in, like, this anime, because, like, it was so like interesting too,
Yeah, and then the killing, like, obviously,
yeah,
up in the beginning, there was a lot of just casualties and people being killed on the Earth, I would say, from the, like, 3 different factions side. It's not until the end that so being start seeing a little bit of, like, defeats and even casualties on their side.
Casualties and betrayals too.
Oh yeah, betrayals too. Let's see. Oh, at some point, let's see. So they keep doing their, like, armed interventions, and more characters end up coming along. Oh dear God.
Yeah, there's so many.
I mean, this is okay. This is a typical trade of the Gundam franchise. You never just have, here is the protagonist, main characters, and here's maybe a bit of, like, the supporting cast. No, it's always like, okay, here's the protagonist, here's your couple of main characters, here's your plethora of supporting character, here is your plethora of minor characters, and here is your plethora of background characters. Are you going to put more emphasis in the protagonist and main characters only? No. Everybody other than the background characters, everybody else is going to get some form of attention, and they're going to be important in some form of way, and you're going to have to remember who these characters were.
And also, you're gonna have to also piece together these small little puzzle pieces from each character, and and everyone else to get the whole story too.
Yeah, and how supporting characters then end up becoming antagonists and then main villain for the second season at the end.
Yeah, so it may seem like we're literally rushing, but this is my type of format that I'm doing for this series, because yes, we could explain few through episode, but it takes a long time, because, like, some series are so detailed too. So sorry, we're kind of rushing through this clip notes way, but
yeah, we're trying to cover, like, all of the important things and what connects the important things, because it's so much. We can only give you, like, previous of, like, summaries and, like, synopsis, and then sort of, like, explain why we think people should watch this series.
yeah, because, like, if you watch from the beginning, that's what we used to do through episode. But thanks to Vega, thank you for the suggestion. Just giving you guys more of, like, a cliff notes, summary than cliff notes. Okay, because it's more easier to consume than having you guys sit there and watch this for 3 hours.
Exactly. And like, because the characters, because like for example, I only mentioned some of the main characters of what I can remember, because like in Celestial Beings, so okay, you got that main cast, but then you have other characters in the organization, and then don't even get me started with the amount of characters the other side ends up getting, and that's why I'm like, we'll just mention a few of them, why they're important, why we're mentioning them. Let's see.
Oh no! Yeah. So throughout the whole series, especially from 11 to 20, that's where you get like all of like the most of like the important stuff.
Especially because three characters that are from the supporting cast. They're kind of important, even though they last for like a couple of episodes.
Because they pop in, I think episode every 16 or 17.
It's around the end. I believe it's around the end of 16, and then 17 onward, and then they last all the way until.
I've done like 20 to 21.
Yeah, around that time frame. And it's the three siblings. Oh god, it is the throne siblings that consists of Jonas.
The only one. Jonas and
Johan. Sorry, no. Johan, Michael, Nana.
Sorry, man, but Michael was such a typical name.
Well, I think they're all. I'm pretty sure, because also the series loves to have just characters from like different parts of the world. I was thinking, based on the names, and the way that they were either from like, some English, like speaking country, maybe like somewhere in Europe or like America, maybe somewhere around there. We don't really get a lot of background on these characters of where they came from, so I think they were like a last minute addition. If I'm being honest.
But you know what? Okay. The thing I like, Nana, I liked it because I think it was either the end of either episode 16 or 17. They finally meet such a being. She goes, "Oh, who's the pilot of Exia?" Terra goes, "This guy." She runs up and just kisses him.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it's because so they had come in and like saved the Gundam Meisters, and then they're like meeting up because obviously they have a lot of questions which they don't really end up answering, and it kind of comes across of like them being freaking assholes.
Yep.
Even though they're both good looking. Not as good looking as the Meisters. Anyway. And then Nana is kind of like, oh, who's Exia's pilot? And then when he comes in, she just like, I love that she says, oh, I've heard about you. You're that bitching crazy Meister. And I'm like, okay. And then she just walks off to Setsuda and kisses him. Only for Michael to have a reaction of like, what did you do to her? And like just wanting to like stab him right there and there, because after the initial reaction, he pushes her really hard away. I think he even like hits her as he's like pushing her away. And it's kind of understandable because after the initial reaction, like initial shock wears off, his reaction is, which we've seen it a couple times in the past, it's him just scream, "Don't touch me." And he's had these sort of outbursts before, even when he's just fighting or people touching, which I mean, PTSD, I can understand some PTSD. And some people don't like being touched, but in his case, the BTS is it's really bad in his case.
So it's why like when like the throne siblings came in, I was like, Nina, okay, she's a fun character, okay, even though a bit psycho but fun, okay, even though Yeah, really, actually, really psycho. But yeah,
she's my out of the female characters, she's my least favorite one. I hate her, and
well, like she's not like my favorite, but then like for me, like I said, a fun character. But then yeah, you do hate her. Yeah,
I kind of hurt her because there's some stuff that she does, and even though at the end,
yeah. So basically, getting bored, flying over and killing that the one girl's
no, it's
whole
not.
family.
No, it's not. It's not that she's bored. She uses the excuse that like, oh, oopsie, I pressed the wrong button. And Michael's the one that like,
I know, yeah.
Oh, you're tired. She deliberately because she got mad and jealous that like she's seeing some people down there having fun meanwhile she's working. So her idea to like, you guys should be suffering because her mentality is if I'm suffering, others can't be happy. She decides to like blow a civilians, which ends up being a bit of the track record that they end up getting, which is unlike the Meisters, where their armed intervention was always in areas where there was promoting of
war
when it came to like the fighting. They never went to attack bases themselves or areas where there were civilians, and that's what the Trinity siblings ends up doing, which is a bit like fucked up. And then after she does that, which actually like, I think it's something that needed to happen because it's what pushes Saji and Louise down their path and what puts them into the role that they end up in season 2. But at the same time, it's messed up, and it later on it's karma coming to collect because what happens to Nina? Both of her brothers end up being killed, and she's the only one that survives. So I kind of hate it because even though they had their attitudes and I did not like them at moments, I don't feel that Johan or Michael deserve to die the way that they did.
Yeah,
but
like
at the same time.
Yeah, because like Michael died in a Kasari, but a shitty way. Wow, getting shot. Okay, getting shot.
Yep, and it was he didn't see it coming, and like the mercenary, he knew where to shoot in that point blank where like he was not going to survive. It was like an instant kill to steal one of their Gundams, and I felt bad for her, but at the same time I was kind of like, I was having the same feelings that I had when I first watched that scene. It's karma coming to collect you. You deserve this. It's payback.
Yeah, I agree on that. So like you can see a lot of people and characters and ideals of this anime.
Yeah. There is one, like the Graham, like the captain from the Union one, who has a similar like insane sort of obsession and levels kind of similar to like Setsuna, but instead of wanting to become the machine, okay, I don't know if the action is supposed to be like this comedic thing or like an actual way, because sometimes the way this character talks, but when he's fighting, the words that he uses, he basically is up saying that like he's falling in love with the Gundam, and a lot of times when he's fighting, he uses things that just makes me question the character's sanity. And even at the end, he does tell Setsuna that he fell. I mean, he's talking about the Gundam, but he does tell Setsuna, like, because he doesn't know his name,
this
but he
is
basically
love, you know?
Yeah, and I think he tells him like, I have fallen in love with you, Gundam, and I was kind of like,
yeah, I know. Because like I just finished that like about a couple hours. I'm like, wait. I'm like, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, and then he talks about how that love of his turned into hatred, and I was kind of, I remember just being like, wait, Graham, back that up. What did you just say before? You fell in love
with the Gundam.
Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, I thought it was already gone the point of like, okay, the series is ridiculous enough with Setsuna's obsession and declarations of being the Gundam. I mean, there's even moments and like scenes where instead of you have him saying stuff like he says, "I'm Gundam," and even the scene where like the Throne siblings end up rescuing him, it's kind of funny because all you hear from him is Gundam, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So I thought I was already past out of like, okay, I've had enough with this. I'm desensitized enough. They can't do anything that is gonna like catch me off guard and just feel like, sir, what did you just say? And then Graham like comes along in that towards the last episode and just have me going like, ¿Qué? Nani? What did I just hear? Sort of moment.
Yeah. So this is what you're gonna give this series, like, yeah. So a lot of stuff, okay, just a lot of stuff coming at you, but like it is understandable. But yeah, like this is just our like certain parts of the series that like actually like about it, because like after watching this whole thing, with the whole first season, and then like I like how the interaction with Logon and Setsuna, especially like Logon's like, oh yeah, hey, this is my real name, oh wait, and you were yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I mean this happens in those like older episodes, but I gotta go back to that joke I was telling you, because like it to me it's just really funny. So I just remember in towards like one of the beginning of the episodes, there's like this one scene when they're all they're sort of like meet up and they're all sitting in like this table, sort of like talking to each other, and they're waiting for Setsuna to arrive, and when Setsuna arrives, like they get their orders, and Setsuna kind of like, it's milk, and then Logan's face is like, yes, growing boys need milk, and I was like, I always die when I hear that. Because it's Logan making fun of the fact that even though they're all like, I mean, they were just discussing something to do with like a later intervention, and they were like planning something. The rest of them are all like drinking like adult beverages, and Logan was just like, hey, you're still a kid. And I'm kind of playfully gonna rub in your face that you're still a kid, because like throughout the rest of the show, you, even towards the moment where Lokan finds out that Setsuna was part of the group that was responsible for killing his parents and younger sister. Not the whole family. Yeah, something gets revealed in season 2 that it's very interesting.
Well, I will watch season 2 soon, because like I gotta finish one other anime series that I should finish before I go back to. Yeah.
We'll get to season 2 whenever we cover it again, because we're gonna there's things that end up being left out of the first season that they don't get touched until we get back to like season 2. So that's why I feel that like people need to watch all of it. This is a series where like you have to watch the first 25 episodes of season 1. If you want to take a break or whatever, you don't have to watch all of it in one watch, but you have to do that. Then you have to watch the 24 episodes, if I'm remembering correctly, of season 2. Yeah, the 24 episodes of season 2. Then on top of that, you have to watch the 1-hour movie, because the movie is important to another plot point in the story, and it's actually what wraps up and finishes the series overall.
So like the first season of like a Mosu Gundam Double is the setup for like the season 2 and the movie. Okay, so don't skip it.
But the thing I liked about Setsuna and like Lokan is that they sort of have this like sibling relationship, and I think for like Setsuna, we end up seeing how he builds these like relationships with them that he just did not have growing up or as a child, because like we see a flashback where he basically kills his own parents, but then we learn from the nursery that like he reveals that because he's gonna kill he ends up killing Kinoe, but he basically reveals to her, I kidnapped and brainwashed him and basically turned him into the child guerrilla warfare that he became. And when I heard that line, I was like,
yep,
I forgot about this. I forgot that he says that. I was like, holy shit, I forgot this was an actual like thing from the series. And why he is so like, there's so much anger when they like meet in the battlefield, when they fight, even like when he first realizes that he is in the battlefield, he gets questioned because, I mean, it's stupid in the moment, but he had to confirm that it was him. He opens the cockpit and reveals, I mean, he still has his helmet covering his face, but he reveals himself to the other, and everybody in Celestibian, they were like, what is he doing? Has he lost his mind? And that's why he earned a reputation of just being basically batshit crazy.
Yep, and yeah, so you'll see like majority of like the season, especially after the first 10, like the Mercenary, Setsuna, and Logon. Yeah, because like all three of them have like a thing like their story like intertwines.
Yeah, it kind of intertwines. Yeah, because like later on, it's Johan reveals it intentionally to get the Meisters to like fight each other and stop chasing after them, because the way they were doing things was such a contradiction to Celestial Beings' ideals and how they were supposed to do them, that like Setsuna as a whole just decides to like confront them and go fight them. And in that moment, Johan decides to tell Lock-On to reveal his actual name, and then tell him that like, oh yeah, by the way, next to you is one of the members of that group,
guerrilla army.
The suicide bombings that killed your parents and your younger sister. And then he reveals Setsuna's actual name, and then they have this tension where he tells him that he wants to shoot him. Then he tells him, I don't want to shoot him, which I think it was in that moment him having this somewhat internal conflict and sort of wanted to see what Setsuna would tell him that would determine if he shot him or not. Because I think by that point they had built such a relationship that he was like, I'm trying not to let the anger win, but at the same time I kind of want to, so give me a good enough reason for me to not shoot. And Setsuna kind of gave him one. And it's very interesting because later on we got a bit of it towards the end where Setsuna has a bit of flashbacks with Lock-On telling him things and sort of being a bit of a helping hand. We get more of that in season 2, where there's a lot of moments where Setsuna ends up having flashbacks, and he does have moments where people who have died sort of show up to him, and he kind of has conversations with them, and in turn they kind of help him see the bigger picture and like realize certain things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop it from there, because like if we do, we're gonna reveal so much of the story, and then we already have, but then we don't want to ruin a few, because like we actually do want you to watch this first season and enjoy it for yourself and have your own thoughts, because these are just our thoughts. And yes, we have so much spoiler for this anime already, but please go watch it, okay? And and have your own thoughts on it, okay?
Well, I mean, we did the major key points, and I think because it's such an amazing show, you need to go watch it. Also, Toast, check the last comment from In Darkness.
Wait, what last comment?
The comment he just put with like the t-shirts.
Hey, again, it's a rumor, guys. Don't believe my lovely co-host.
No, dude, but it's the way he put it. Get your BTH doesn't exist shirt.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, man, you guys. Oh, you guys. One of these days, I'll probably have like the BTS shirts doesn't exist made.
Don't worry, don't worry. One day, once I start getting like more co-host in my channel, he'll probably get back to me. Or you know what? He'll probably just get back to me one day, and he'll just reveal on stream all of the anime pretty boys that I'm constantly thirsting on. Even though I already do that to myself.
But truthfully, yeah, again, for real, my harem doesn't exist. Okay, there's no harem, so yeah.
Yeah, but like we were saying, like we left out some like things because so much just ends up happening. And this is only season 1.
Yeah, and then we're gonna. I'll like I'll like apologize too, but yeah, like just for a bit of rushing through like the episode, going through whatever. But again, it's just so much where like like there is no really filler episodes for like this series of Gundam. So it literally goes.
Well, that's because a lot of this franchise like there's some anime and even some franchises where they're not an adaptation base of like a light novel or a manga. They're anime only, or they were made first. And Gundam is one of those franchises where most of them are animes. That's what they were made first. Then because of just how popular some of the series like are, there were some like manga adaptations that got made later on for some of them, but there's not really like filler they could have had or adaptation because all of it was anime that Sunrise has always made. That's why a lot of these are like anime only, not just in the main timeline, but the
separate timelines.
Yeah, like all of the AU, which there's a couple of more, and who knows? I may get tossed into the most recent one that I finished watching.
Is it Pretty Boys too?
There's a couple of pretty boys, but actually, the protagonist is a girl.
Oh, wait, what? Wait. Okay.
Yeah, the protagonist is a girl.
I'll talk to you after. We'll talk
about it later. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, okay, yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our newer format of not explaining through episode. And yes, is it like mishmashing through parts of like the anime? Because the reason that we had to do that is so you can get the overall picture. Because this, depending on the anime you talk about, we tend to do this a lot too. So just bear with us and keep on watching because like you will piece everything together. Okay.
Exactly. Commenting on how some of the characters look. This was kind of like a sneak peek of how my commentary and probably Mika's commentary is going to be once we get her to do free Iwatobi Swim Club and all of the rest of that franchise, because there's going to be many commentary from the both of us.
Yes, and I have actually finished it. And just a heads up, I actually did enjoy it. So look out for that for sometime next year, okay? Like early next year, not late next year, but early, okay? Yeah, so you will see that.
Yeah, finalmente! I'll shut up now. I'm just promoting myself out.
No, but hope you guys enjoyed this fun, anime talk. Because again, I like anime. I know Joker does too, and Christina. Hey, yes, we're blind, but we can talk anime like a sighted person. Okay, we don't need audio description.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this form of entertainment, and despite what some of my family members said when I was a teenager, I will never stop watching anime. Anyway.
Yeah. But hey, but again, I enjoy doing this blind anime talk because it's so much fun to talk about anime and not be so, looking at getting weird looks, okay, from people that don't watch anime, okay. And the fun thing is, if they say, "Oh, it's a cartoon," well, in Japan, anime is considered a cartoon, so they're not wrong. But yeah, but hey, like yeah. So let's get Joker's shameless plug in. Let's see if she can bring up her hype right now.
Wait, what? If I can wait, if I can bring my what?
The energy and hype, and for her shameless plug.
Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Let's see if I don't mess it up again. Okay. Well, guys, follow me in all the places as usual. YouTube at Joker Alice. All of that together. Remember the J and the A to be capitalized. On Instagram, Joker_Alice. On Twitter, you can either type Joker Alice or at Joker Alice 72. If you like reading fan fiction, shut up, Toast, don't remind me. You can find my fan fiction and my writing works on Archive of Our Own, also known as AO3, Joker_Alice. Or if you like Wattpad more, you can also follow my stories there at Joker_Alice2. Okay. I'm getting a bit better at this.
Yeah, don't worry, she is. Don't worry. But also, I want to say thank you to my awesome mod, In Darkness. Don't forget to check out his music channel if you like metal, because In Darkness is actually cited, and it is the name of his rock band. So don't forget to check his music channel out, okay? Because he is a good mod, and he has really funny jokes. Always, every time in stream. So yeah, so don't forget to check him out too. And thank you everyone that's watching and in chat too, because it's a long list. But don't forget to hit the like, and please check out my content before you subscribe, okay? Because I'd rather you check out my content than go, oh, this guy's cool, or this, him and his crew is cool too. So I will subscribe and give him a support, But please check me out first before you hit that subscribe, because I'd rather have you saying, hey, he's cool, but not for me, okay? Before you subscribe, just do that first, okay? And also check me out on Twitch, my at blind_toes, with my gaming styles and of my not so good gaming, but I do my best to show off games that have accessibility and how us blindies play games. I will show off my fighting game skills when I get my skills up there, because I'm really working on MK1 and Street Fighter right now, and I'm doing my best. But hey, I will post up some exhibitions too when I have my friends convinced to do them with me. But hey, again, Blind Toes, Joker Alice. Hey, thanks you guys. Peace out, and we're gonna be off in now. Bye.
Adios.